Good day, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I'm your host, the voice of reason. So, today's update on the ongoing civil war inside of Ethiopia, specifically inside of the Tigray region, there continues to be reports of a very large scale buildup of military forces of both Eritrean, Ethiopian army that is also being heavily supported by large forces of Amhara militia units. Many of these forces that we would generally identify as Ethiopian army forces are in fact large-scale units of recruited Amhara militia groups that would inherently be supported by Ethiopian heavy artillery and some other heavy weapons as well. We also continue to get reports of major military buildup in Mekelle, to include many tons of phosphorus munitions that could possibly be deployed by aircraft or heavy artillery. It would seem that some of the munitions being brought into Mekelle in terms of the uh, large caliber heavy artillery that is being moved into the region um, would be used with the white phosphorus munitions. Now, we hear on some other sites that the white phosphorus is being classified as a chemical munition. While it's not a chemical munition in the normal sense, such as a nerve agent or a blister agent, the white phosphorus is really a thermal agent. It is designed to burn down buildings and structures. The artillery piece fires a shell, or a plane drops a bomb, which normally, if working correctly, detonates over an urban area or over a concentration of forces, such as troops in the open or vehicles, and it sends pieces of very hot white phosphorus that continue to burn and burn and burn. And basically anything that is hit with these white phosphorus rounds are probably going to catch on fire, and they are tremendously effective, obviously against troops in structures that have wooden roofs, and obviously troops in trenches. As the white phosphorus comes down, it can absolutely cause tremendous amounts of damage to both, again, equipment, personnel, and then obviously property. But the while some organizations identify white phosphorus as a chemical agent, um, which you could consider it that. Again, it's not a chemical agent in the traditional sense. It is a thermal agent, much like a fuel air explosive or napalm. It is designed to burn things down, not cause inhalation damage or blister damage, or a nerve agent such as VX, or a blister agent such as mustard gas. But those seem to be the weapons that are being deployed heavily. And again, it's these white phosphorus types munitions. Now, we have also heard reports that indeed the Eritreans and possibly the Ethiopian army has deployed blister agents or mustard agents. These have been used in the past, and the Eritreans have used them and has the capability to produce and, of course, utilize them. However, with that being said, neither the Eritrean army, the Ethiopian army, is very well trained in the use of protecting its own troops against blister, or in fact the more lethal nerve agents. I can tell you the blister agents are a bit more annoying because they last for an extended period of time. If a blister agent lands on the ground, you can stir it back up again, and it can start to harm you again. Nerve agents tend to dissipate after a very short period of time, and then are no longer lethal. And again, all these are nerve blister agents, and then I am not talking about, obviously, biological weapons, which are in a completely different class of its own. But again, very large buildup of forces that would appear possibly to be preparing for a large-scale offensive into central Tigray. We continue to see probably a core-size element of the Eritrean army also supporting the Ethiopian and Amhara militias that are engaging the Oromo Liberation Army in the Oromia region of Ethiopia as well. But what is the final outcome of all this? Well, I can tell you that the Eritrean, the state of Eritrea and the Eritrean army have contributed a huge amounts of national treasure and assets in terms of a movement of massive military force, both into Tigray and into Ethiopia itself, to help support the Abiy Ahmed regime. And we should call it that now, the Abiy Ahmed regime, or rather the Afwerki Ahmed combine, because both forces appear to be attempting to impose an authoritarian regime over both Ethiopia and, obviously, Eritrea. It has been an authoritarian regime for many, many years. But that is the route that it appears that Ethiopia is heading, and it would also appear that Isaias Afwerki and the regime in Eritrea is not going to do what they are currently doing in terms of supporting Ethiopia for nothing other than the support. There has to be a reward. And I can tell you, I really believe that Ethiopia and the Abiy Ahmed government, the Prosperity Party, has sold Ethiopia's soul to Isaias Afwerki and that regime. They are going to have to repay this debt to Isaias Afwerki in the amount of, again, national treasure and the military force that has been moved into Ethiopia. Isaias Afwerki is not doing this for free. The rooster is going to come home and roost, and there are going to be demands made by Isaias Afwerki and the Eritrean regime towards Ethiopia. Ethiopia is going to have to, at some point, or at least the regime in Ethiopia, Abiy Ahmed, is going to have to pay Isaias Afwerki. So the question is, what is that? What does that look like? Because none of this that Eritrea is doing right now in terms of assisting Ethiopia in this war against the Oromo people, against the people of Tigray, is going to be done for free. So think about that for a second. Have a great day, everybody.